As much as I love this masterpiece and as much as I love taking photos of him, there are some truth that I need to show you guys. And basically the imperfections in this piece that you cannot even see looking at it right now. But I need to show you that is the entire truth of this piece, from how good it looks to the hidden things, the hidden imperfections in them. But before that, I'll give you something, a showcase of this bad boy. Welcome back to NCHANZPLACE. I hope you like that showcase video. I hope it emphasizes how good this masterpiece is. But now it's time to show you guys an in-depth look on this piece, all the glory and also all the imperfections. But I'm gonna tell you now, there's no such thing as a critical issue for me, at least for my side. But there are some hidden imperfections in them, and I need you guys to know that, especially those who are getting this. So before we deep dive on showing you guys the details of this masterpiece, I'd like to emphasize also some minor, I call it minor because you cannot actually see them, and it's not all of the pieces that are having the problem. So one of which is the head skull, or the extra heads, or the switch out heads, because even though there's a lot, there's also quite a lot of them. I guess majority of them, I think 4 or 5, I think 5 of them doesn't really fit that much, very snug. 5 out of 7 or 4 out of 7 doesn't really snug that well when you attach the head already. There's somehow kind of sim, so that's why it's sometimes bothering. For me, it doesn't, at first it was, but eventually I think because I couldn't see it anyway because it's covered by the hair. So that's why it's not a big issue for me. Another sim problem is actually the tentacles. So there's some parts here when you attach the tentacles that you would see somehow like the sim. So there's a lot. And what I'm actually very scared of is that if they're not attached properly, they might fall off so easily. And that's why I kind of gets bothered with it, and normally I don't use the big, how would say, tentacles. So this one are actually quite nice. I really love this. The tentacles here doesn't let's say, it snugs properly. It doesn't have any sim, but I'm kind of scared because I'm putting it in the center for now for reviews and taking photos. I'm scared I might hit them, so that's why I normally use just the shorter tentacles. But this one actually, as you can see, looks pretty awesome as well. Very beautiful. So so far I don't see any other issues. I don't know, maybe I see some eventually, I'm not sure, but mostly because of those, and it's kind of because there's a lot of switch outs. There's when you try all of them, you would see this common minor issues of those switch outs, and that's why for me I really don't prefer there's a lot of switch outs. I prefer like 1 or 2 and then that's it. This one has like 7. It's just too many. I would prefer that they just only have few and make that few a very good quality. But other than that, everything is beautiful. So let's start with the base. This is the front part of the so-called, I guess, chamber, Weapon X chamber. There's actually a Omega 01. Look at that. And as you can see, there's also this Soviet Union or Russia, I guess, symbols. Very beautiful. I really love that. And look at those details. Let me try to zoom in. Look at that. All those texture right there. Those details, those wirings. And I really love that they have incorporated even in there in the how would say, in the insides. Look at that. Pretty awesome. I really love that. This is actually the back part of the base, and I kind of feel bad about the back part because there's a ton of details here. Look at the texture, the ice there. This ice looks so realistic. Look at that. Pretty awesome. And also again the details of this somehow like chamber, this Weapon X chamber. And look at the details in this, and in here there's one beautiful detail which I actually started the showcase with, is this footprint, and you can actually see that it is also the same in his let's say foot. Look at that. Pretty awesome details, and one of my favorite is this Omega symbol right there. Let's go up a bit further, and first thing you easily notice is the weathering of the boots. I do wish that they added somehow like a snow texture here. Maybe I'll find someone who can somehow add that. I really do wish that, but either way, that's just like an icing in the cake. It has a beautiful weathering already, as you can see. Very beautiful. I really love that. That's for me one of the highlights in his feet. And here in continuation of his suit is the details, the texture. Look at that. That somehow kind of the mesh there. Very beautiful, and different creases. Look at the details on that. And that is phenomenally good. Look at those. And also here in his belt as well. Look at that. There's a lot of weathering in there. That's not just easily clean painted. There's a lot of different layers in that, and that's very beautiful. They somehow simulated a metal there, and again the continuation, the creases. Look at that. Look at those details right there. Let me try to focus. Like that one. Look at that. And the mesh, the detail, the musculature is so phenomenal. Look at this bad boy. So looking here at the side from the feet, again the weathering there, the texture, the details in his suit, very beautiful, the different creases, and to top it off is this texture in his skin, very beautiful, and the details of the musculature and his gloves here. I really love how his hands are positioned. I really did the fingers. That is brilliant. And this is, I'm gonna show you one of the issues of the different tentacles. Look at that. So it's not fully flushed. I'm not sure if you can even see it. Normally I don't use this how would say tentacles, because I'm not really a fan of Wolverine defeated. But yeah, so this is one of the stuff that I mentioned that is somehow kind of a minor issue, but you still have tons of switch out, so for me it's not a problem. So with regards to the head sculpt, this is one of my favorite, and this is one of the head sculpt that has flashed nicely. Look at that. There's actually no sim. I will show you also the ones that has sim. Yeah, but either way, I kinda didn't like this before, but eventually I really am loving it, especially with this setup without the shoulder pads. He looks so awesome and very badass. Look at him. Let me zoom a bit. Look at the details in that. So here's another favorite of mine, another favorite head sculpt, because it just looks so awesome. I love the screaming portrait. Look at that. Look at the details. Let me try to focus. Very amazing. There's a lot of expression right there. But this is actually one of the head sculpt that doesn't really have a nice snug in the neckline. So let me try to show this as much as I can. Either way, I'm gonna show a photo of this. So it doesn't really snug that nicely. There's somehow like a kind of a sim there. Even at the back, in there, it doesn't snug so nicely as well. Let me try to focus again. I hope I can get it. There you go. So there's somehow kind of sim there, and it's not super flush, but actually you cannot see that in the front. Now let's go to the ratings. Paint job quality wise, I'm only gonna give this as a 4.0. I do see some bit of imperfections on the paint job, like I've shown you the one where it has a Wolverine head, a skeleton. There's this, I don't know what kind of black that was. I do prefer that, or I kind of think of it, some parts of it as weathering, but I think it's kind of messy, so I'm gonna reduce the quality in terms of paint job regarding that one. And there's also some kind of paint bubbles in some of the tentacles, that one as well, so that's why I'm only gonna give it as 4.0 with regards to quality. With regards to color, I'm gonna give this as a 5.0. The color concept of the color scheme, the cohesion of the colors, I really love that. It's just phenomenal. I really love that. That's why I'm gonna give it as 5.0. With regards to weathering, I'm gonna give it as a 5.0 as well. As you can see, there's tons of weathering in this one, from the tentacles to the base to the boots. The boots is beautifully done. I do wish there's some kind of texture, like a snowy texture for weathering in there, but either way, it's amazing. And as for the shadows and highlights, I'm gonna give it as 4.5. Though I do wish that there were more shadows and highlights in the arms. I guess if there was paddings, it doesn't matter that much, but either way, it still has some shadows and highlights, especially at the back as well. I really love that. Either way, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 for shadows and highlights. Sculpt quality wise, I'm gonna give it a 3.5, because again, there's this issues, minor issues, and originally there was this issue regarding the tentacles doesn't fit that well, and the hidden ones, there's like the sim, and even still now the sims in the hand. So those kind of stuff, I'm a bit not so into those kind of issues, because they're not, at least I can't see it when I look at this one, but maybe for you guys who are more critical of that, yeah, there's those things. But either way, like I said, I'm giving it a 3.5 because of these issues. As for texture, I'm gonna give it a 5.0 because the texture is beautiful. There's different kinds of texture in it. From the base, there's a very nice, I know, smooth texture. I'm not sure if that's the correct word, but I really love the texture in the base. There are different kinds of texture also in his suit, and also in his, I don't know, his skin. That's pretty amazing. I really love that, and it's very well applied. So that's why texture, I'm giving it a 5.0. Weight and size, I'm also gonna give this as a 5.0. Maybe for some you might not agree with me because the base is quite light, but actually this piece here, or the body, is quite heavy. Like I would say solid heavy. I'm not really sure it's solid, but he's heavy. and I kind of like the combination right now. So the piece itself might be smaller, but it's quite heavy, but the base is also big, but it's not that heavy. Again, I love the weight and size, and also the size of this one. I really love that. That's why I'm giving it a 5.0 as well. As for details and complexity, I'm gonna give this a 5.0 as well, because it's just has the entire package with regards to sculpt, different kinds of texture, different kinds of details, those kind of cracks, those kind of scratches, it's there, and the details in his face, the details in his suit, pretty amazing. I really love that. Now as for the design, concept wise, I'm gonna give this a 5.0 because again, I'm a fan of the overall look, the simplicity of it. I don't see any so extravagant stuff other than the switch outs. It's just plainly like this. I really do wish that it was just this. It would reduce the cost, but either way, in terms of the look, I love it. I love the concepts on this thing, so pretty amazing. That's why I'm giving the concept 5.0. With regards to displayability, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It's within its cylindrical sphere. It's very good, and if you really want those very long tentacles, you can't put it. For me, I just want this so that it would fit in my collection, integrated easily. So displayability, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. With regards to assembly, I'm only gonna give it as a 4. I do have some problems earlier when I unboxed this. Even now, I'm still very cautious when I put it in, even the head and also the different tentacles, because it's quite scary, especially the big ones. When I put it there, a bit scary for me. So assembly, I'm gonna give this as a 4.0. With regards to the mixed media and switch outs, I'm not sure. I guess the only mixed media here is the ice, I guess. I don't remember there is a metal. But with regards to the switch outs, there's a lot. Like, I mean a lot. I've shown you already how many they are, but I'm not a fan of those. So for me, there's only 3 good or great for me. The heads, which I would regularly use and switch, and also the tentacles, like there's only like 2 or maximum of 2 pairs. So I already love that. Like I said, I prefer this kind of look. So in terms of switch outs and mixed media, I'm gonna give this only a 4.5 because I don't really need all of those. I just want only a few that are very good. Unfortunately, not all also are that good, but yeah. So those are my thoughts on this piece. Again, pretty amazing. I really love it. One of my favorite in my collection. For the guys who will be getting this, be very excited. It's awesome. Just think of that there might be some imperfections, hidden imperfections, minor ones, and either way, the commissioner is pretty awesome with regards to customer service. So that's pretty awesome. And I'll just leave you guys with another set of photos with a different look of this. I'll try as many as I can, and so that you'd see how it look as well with the different switch outs. So as always, if you like the video, click the thumbs up and help me share with everyone. And also subscribe to my channel, The NCHANZPLACE, so that you'd help me grow my channel and have more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned here in NCHANZPLACE.